What's up again, Norskies? I'm Jacob.
And I'm Keegan.
Let's just jump right into the announcements.
Attention juniors, are you interested in receiving some math help for the upcoming ACT? Search for, sign up, and attend Mr. Borland's Math ACT help sessions once a week on 8A Flex. You'll be able to attempt time practice problems, learn test-taking tricks, tips and strategies, and ask questions prior to the ACT on Tuesday, March 5th. If you have any questions, please see Mr. Borland in room F139.
Hey, Wholesome members. Don't forget to volunteer on the upcoming Teddy Bear Clinic on February 10th. The sign-up is in Google Classroom.
DECA hosted their District 3 Career Development Conference early in January. DeForest DECA sent over 65 competitors to the conference and won big. These DECA members either placed top 3, were finalists, or received an honorable mention. Congratulations to all competitors.
Here's the sports for the week.
On Monday, there will be a JV and JV2 boys basketball game against Reedsburg.
On Tuesday, there will be a girls basketball game against Milton.
There will also be a swim meet at Monona Grove.
There will also be a boys hockey game against Wanakee.
There's also a gymnastics meet at Sauk Prairie.
And also a girls hockey game against Baraboo.
On Thursday, there's a swim meet at Oregon.
And there will also be a boys basketball game at Wanakee.
And there will be a girls hockey game against Beloit.
On Friday, there will be a boys JV hockey invitational game at RACA.
There will also be a girls basketball JV game against Sauk Prairie.
And there's also a girls hockey game against Middleton.
And Saturday, there's a gymnastics invitational at Madison Memorial.
Here are our activities for the week.
On Friday, there will be a HOSA meeting at 2A Flex. And now it's time for a Hayden special segment, Defo Taste in Music, Teacher Edition.
Defoe's Taste in Music, Teacher Edition.
Let's start off first with Fury. He picked Bloomsday. Roll the clip.
Oh, I've got to say that it's Bloomsday by Esbe, and the reason why is because it's super chill, the music kind of flows through, and it's just perfect study music, and when you got to work, and like I do right now, it's the perfect album for me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just going to put an A. It was okay. I don't even know who makes it. Don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah. That's really all I got to say. There's nothing really to this album. Sorry, Fury. I thought you were going to have a better answer because I hear that Miss Lagaki really enjoys your singing. She can hear through the walls. Just letting you know that. Anyways, moving on. Beyonce Renaissance. Now, who picked this? Who picked this? Obviously, it was Reeve.
Beyonce Renaissance.
And why Renaissance?
You won't break my soul. Don't make that face.
Reeve picked Beyonce Renaissance. And I love her for it because, my God, I love this album too. Would absolutely listen again. 110%. God, I love this album. Great album. One of the best albums of that year, actually. Yeah. What else to say? Moving on. We're going to go to more of a depressing album that Fath chose. Roll the clip.
My favorite album of all time is By the Way, I Forgive You by Brandi Carlile.
And why is that your favorite album?
Because it's incredible.
Thank you, Fath.
Thank you.
It's a pretty good album. By the Way, I Forgive You by Brandi Carlile. I'm going to give it a good. It is a folk album. Folk is not my favorite genre. However, I do respect it. I love the vocals on here. I think the production and instrumentals are pretty good. Yeah, I think it's just a pretty good album. Nothing really bad about it. Just some of it's just not my thing. Now, my God, possibly the worst pick on this list comes from Engel.
Okay. We're going here. Why not?
Oh God.
Mine, I have a couple different ones that I literally took probably an hour of my day yesterday because I was like, I have no idea. Like, I listen to songs, I never think about the albums, so I just listen to the songs. Ex-Ambassadors VHS. I also had like Skillet, their Resistance album. Really like that Resistance album as well. And we're getting there. I'm going to go out on a limb. And do Skillet's Comatose.
Now, Skillet Unleashed. He didn't say it in the interview. He messed up and said something else, which is fine. We cleared it up later. He meant Unleashed. Lock this album in a padded room, please, for the love of God. It was a struggle. I think my ears started bleeding. Anyways, let's just start with Red. So, obviously we know who chose Red. It's Lyrica. We know this. Roll the clip.
I love the original Red, Don't Be Mad at Me, Taylor Swift album. But I also do love Taylor's version too.
If you picked one or the other, which would it be?
I'm going to choose to not make a comment on that statement.
My ears need immense rehab because, my God, it was a struggle. You know what? We're putting it down one. Lock this album in a padded room. Songs of Experience and Songs of Innocence by U2. This was said by Leclue.
It's two, but they're kind of a twin pairing. The first one is Songs of Innocence by U2, and the second one is Songs of Experience. And the reason I like him is because Bono was having trouble writing the music, and he was told by a poet to write the lyrics as if he was dead. So he wrote a series of love letters to his wife, to his children, to the world, about what it means to start life, what it means to love others, and what it means to look back on your life and feel like you've accomplished a lot. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
I was like, oh, he's going to say Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 110%. No, he said this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Because it is still pretty good. Would listen again. Yeah, it's a beautiful album. Fleetwood Mac Rumors is a beautiful album.
I'm here with.
Mrs. Boyce,
What is your favorite album of all time?
Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Thank you.
Boyce, I am so sorry. I walked in, I interviewed you, and I didn't ask you why you picked this. So I'm really sorry. I meant to ask you, like, why, and I didn't say anything. So I'm really sorry. You seemed really excited for the interview. My fault. God, songs on here like Silver Springs, Gold Dust, Women, Secondhand News, Dreams, The Chain, Go Your Own Way. Classics on here. Let's move on to Radiohead. Okay, computer. Now, I could not interview Miss Joyce. Miss Joyce was the one who said this. This is the best album on here, period. You got songs like Exit Music for a Film, No Surprises, Karma Police, Airbag, Paranoid Android. Love this album. Beautiful. Best pick out of the bunch. Now, I went into this album with high hopes because two teachers said this album. One being Benning.
1989, Taylor's version, Taylor Swift.
And one being Schickert.
1989 by Taylor Swift.
It's just really such a beautiful album. I really thoroughly enjoyed. No, my ears need rehab. I struggled to listen to this album. However, there are some great hit songs on here. I just could not bear myself to willingly listen to this album again. Like, if I walk into an Ulta Beauty, this is what's going to be playing.
That's all for this week.
See you guys next week.